Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. It's a great pumpkin recipe exchange hosted by me, Rebecca, at the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Yes, I've been sick for about a week and a half with the flu. I'm hanging in there. I'm getting better. Still not completely there yet. Just to tell you how bad it's been in our area, they're even shutting down some private schools because so many people are getting sick with this flu. And it's not just like a normal flu, it's like a combination of multiple different things. It's like you have a stomach virus, a respiratory infection, cold, cough, flu, bronchitis, pneumonia. It's like a combination. It's like just unbelievable super bug. But anyway, thank the Lord, are getting past it. We are getting better. My husband did have it. It wasn't quite as severe for him as it was on me, but either way, we're making it through. We're getting better, drinking our herbal teas and hot liquids, hot teas, taking lots of vitamin C. We're getting there. It's just taking a little while. So for today, this is our last recipe for the month of October. For It's a Great Pumpkin Recipe Exchange. I do plan on doing this every year. I think it's been a wonderful outlet, a wonderful outreach for lots of other women that's doing the challenge. And it's not really a challenge, it's just a recipe exchange. It's helping all of us learn how to use more pumpkin in our diet. And I think that is a wonderful thing. Lots of women are really stepping out of their comfort zones. They're getting more courage to make more videos, and it's just the spirit and the vibe of doing this. It's a Great Pumpkin Recipe has just been amazing. I had no clue it was going to take off like it did. I just thought it seemed like a very good idea and present it to a wonderful group of my subscribers and some of my friends that this has just been a wonderful thing that we've been doing, and it's just going all over the place. It's growing. Lots of people are interested in it. The attitude is right. The heart is right. The spirit is just amazing. Everyone seems so happy, so jolly, and it's just been a fun thing to do. I guess just when the Lord's hand is in something, stuff just takes off and it just goes crazy. The first thing we're going to do today for my last recipe, I was looking for something a little easier. It's not what I originally had planned. Is going to be called the Pumpkin Dutch Baby. I know y'all probably heard of the Dutch Baby. Years ago when I first learned about it, I was like, what is this rage that everybody's talking about, this Dutch Baby thing? What is it? We got to figure out what that is. So about 6 years ago, we started making it. So the last couple of years, again, I've been looking for pumpkin recipes for years now. I said, let's do it with pumpkin and see how that turns out. So I remembered that it was an easy recipe for me to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. What you're going to need first is 4 eggs. You could use 3 eggs. If I was making a regular Dutch baby, I would use 3 eggs. Since I'm using the pumpkin, I think it's going to need a little extra. So I'm going to go ahead and get my 4 eggs in my bowl. And you want to beat those really, 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 really good. As fluffy as you can get them. It's very easy. Go ahead and get you a 10-inch skillet and put you about 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter in it. And let that start heating up in your oven so that the pan is really nice and hot. And the more you beat it, the fluffier it's going to be. So you want it to be as fluffy as possible. Alright, we're going to add our half a cup of our pumpkin. this is the fresh canned pumpkin. I just smashed it up. We're going to add that to our eggs. And actually, you're just going to add everything right now. A half a cup of milk. I'm going to go ahead and stir that up. All of our wet stuff. Alright, now we have our half a cup of flour. And the sugar is 2 tablespoons. You're not going to need a whole lot of sugar. And I did end up putting just about 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Again, because I know the pumpkin's going to make the Dutch baby a little bit heavier. So that was 2 tablespoons of sugar and about 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. This is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then we have 1 teaspoon of the pumpkin spice mix and a dash of salt mixed in with it. And if you don't have pumpkin spice mix, you can just use nutmeg and cinnamon, or nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, just whatever you have on hand. But the pumpkin spice mix, lots of us women just make our own. It's not a big deal. If you have cinnamon, put cinnamon. If you don't, just put something in it. Allspice, nutmeg, ginger, just something to give a little bit of a spice taste. And you just want to mix this up as best as you can. Alright, I have my cast iron skillet. This is a 10-inch. Got my butter in there. Need to go ahead and put this in the oven and let it start melting. You want to put your oven at 400 degrees. I'm glad I checked because I actually thought I had that in the oven already, but that's alright. Alright, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to dump it into the cast iron skillet as soon as the butter melts, and then I will let it bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. And I'll let y'all have a sneak at that whenever it's baking, because it's kind of amazing. It gets real fluffy out of the pan, and then as it cools off, it sinks back down. And then I'll bring y'all back and show y'all what I'm going to do for the topping. I think y'all really going to enjoy it. It's really good, cozy, especially like a midnight snack on a cold winter night. It's just a warm, cozy, gooey, just kind of like a soft sponge cake treat, French toast kind of combination all mixed together. It also makes a great breakfast because it is very healthy. So it's a lot of different things you can do with the Dutch baby. A lot of people just like it for a snack. But I'll bring y'all back in just a minute to show you what it's going to look like. Alright, we have about 2 more minutes to go. Let's go ahead and take a peek and see what the pumpkin Dutch baby looks like. Oh my. Okay, so I guess the next step would be to put topping on the pumpkin Dutch baby. Thanks to technical difficulties, someone forgot to hit record. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add some walnuts on top of the pumpkin Dutch baby. And then I'm going to add some raisins on top. Just however many you want to put. I think this is about a box. Little small boxes. And then I'm going to lightly dust it with some powdered sugar. Powdered sugar is optional, but it does make the dish look really pretty. And then you want to just drizzle it with your favorite pancake syrup. In our case, this is pure maple syrup. You will not need a whole lot, just a little drizzle here and there. Okay, right here we're going to go ahead and cut the pumpkin Dutch baby and give it a taste and show y'all how it looks. It turned out really, really good. All the ingredients were mixed just right. This was one of the best pumpkin Dutch babies that I think I've made yet. It really paired really good with the walnuts and the raisins and just a little bit of the powdered sugar with a little bit of maple syrup drizzled all over the top. This makes a wonderful dish for breakfast because it is actually quite healthy. If you want to use it more for a dessert, you could add some marshmallows, some chocolate morsels, and chocolate syrup even. But there's a lot of different varieties for this pumpkin Dutch baby. Um, but it makes a really good cozy treat on a cold winter night. It's also good just for a snack, or it can be used for breakfast. And as you could tell, I took one bite and it was really good, so I just went ahead and took another couple of bites. So it was really that good. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this It's a Great Pumpkin recipe exchange. Thanks to all the lovely ladies that joined in on the recipe exchange. I do plan on doing this again next year. It was a lot of fun and everyone was just really excited. And I still have a whole binder full of more pumpkin recipes for next year. So keep collecting those pumpkin recipes and we'll do this again every October. So farewell, Homestead family, friends, and neighbors from the Cozy Cottage Homestead.